me called from FSB. I was afraid that they can sit me in prison and then kill me. In Russia, I had suicide. I laid down in Moscow in mental hospital.
Wow.
In this hospital, Russian doctors, they abused me. About this injection, I couldn't feel my feet. When we wash our body, they stayed and looked at you. And sometimes they was not just woman, they was just a man too. People who not support this war in Russia not safe now. In 2011 year, I worked in Russian MTV channel as a TV host. Yeah, in this year I took a part in Russian opposition protest. In Red Square. So after this, my boss from MTV, he told me, we don't want to work with you because you don't support Putin, don't support Russian system. They was fired me.
What was the protest about?
It was protest in Bolotnaya Square against Putin. They started terrible information war against me. They showed me like I'm, I don't know, a monster, stupid girl. It was very hard for me because of this Russian propaganda. I couldn't find a new job a few years. They wrote articles about me that I'm stupid, that they showed me like a monster, stupid, dumb girl. Really, a few years I couldn't find a new job. I had a big depression. It was really terrible. And after 2 years, I found a new job in another Russian TV channel. I worked as a TV editor in Russian TV channel. We created TV program. And then Russian politics closed this program and closed this channel. It was happened because now in Russia have terrible Russian censorship. Do you understand?
Yes.
What is it?
Yes.
Putin just destroyed Russian information media. In Russia, I had suicide just because I had terrible depression, and I laid down in Moscow in mental hospital.
Wow.
In this hospital, Russian doctors, they abused me.
Why? Why did they abuse you?
They abused. I think they abused everyone who lay down in this mental hospital, because Russian mental hospital, it's really a terrible place, really terrible. They told me that I must take pills, and I asked, I don't wanna take pills this, and I don't wanna that you injection me, yeah. About this injection, I couldn't feel my feet. Every morning, when we wash our body, they stayed and looked at you. And sometimes they was not just woman, they was just a man too. Yeah.
So the men would be the ones. Wow.
Yeah.
So uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Yeah, in 2017 year, I emigrated to Ukraine, and I worked in Ukraine as a journalist. I wrote article against Putin's system, and I supported Ukrainian politics, Miss Julia Tymoshenko. I know that Putin hates Miss Julia Tymoshenko. I was as a volunteer in her political party. When started this big war, I was in Moscow with my family. Do you understand me? Yeah.
Yes.
I was with my family. I didn't support this war, and after this, I had a lot of problems. Me called from Facebook, and I remember this day. They called me and they told me, Diana Makiewa, I wanna speak with you about your article about Putin. So why you don't support this war? Why you write this article? And yeah, in this moment I understood that this is end.
Were you afraid that they would kill you?
Yeah, I afraid that they can kill me, and I afraid that they can sit me in prison, and I was afraid that they can sit me in prison and then kill me. Yeah, I understood and I understand that FSB, Russian Security Service, it's really terrible system. They was sit in prison a lot of people who don't support war. Now in Russia sit in prison a lot of people, activists, journalists who don't support this war. I just wanna that Americans know what happens now in Russia with people who don't support this war, don't support Putin's system. Putin's system, it's really terrible system who destroyed any people who don't wanna support them.
Right.
And I think people from the world should know what happens now in Russia. I know that now in Russia sit in prison very famous singer. He's just singer. He didn't support this war, and he burned down his passport, Russian passport. And then when he came to Russia, Russian policy, Russian policy set in prison. He's sit in prison just because he didn't support this war.